Salut! I'm Sumo from FrenchArena. In today's lesson, we are going to learn all about French possessive pronouns. On commence! In English, possessive pronouns are mine, yours, his and hers, theirs, ours. But in French, obviously, they're going to be different. We have the masculine, the feminine, the singular, the plural, French possessive pronouns. And in today's video, I'm going to take you through each and every single one of them and make sure that you learn them in an easy and fun way. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you so much for watching today's lesson. If you happen to like the video whilst watching it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps this channel. Subscribe and share with anyone else who would like to learn more about the French possessive pronouns. Also, stay till the end of the lesson because why? I am going to test your knowledge with a little quiz. With that being said, let's get started. Now, what are French possessive pronouns? French possessive pronouns are used in place of nouns to indicate to whom or to what those nouns belong. So like I said earlier, they equate to mine, yours, his, and replace a noun introduced by a possessive adjective. So for example, I could say, j'aime ta voiture, mais je préfère la mienne. And this just means I like your car, but I prefer mine. Now, if you're not quite sure of what the possessive adjective is and what I just used in the sentence, please click this link above to watch French possessive adjectives. I believe it will really help you understand this topic better because you might be a bit confused on, okay, how do I say my bottle? And this bottle is mine, okay? So the adjective will really help you understand this lesson on French possessive pronouns better. Now, the characteristics of the French possessive pronoun. The first one, they start with a definite article. The second one, they replace a possessive adjective plus noun. And third, they must agree with the possessed noun in number and gender. Now, before we get started, please note that for French possessive pronouns, unlike in English, we can say it is his, like it is his car, it is her car. In the French language, we do not look at the gender of the person. We look at the gender of the object itself, okay? So the object is what lets us know whether we're going to use masculine or whether we're going to use feminine. Now on the table, you can clearly see all 21 French possessive pronouns. So as you can see on the table, the singular pronouns have 4 different forms and the plural possessive pronouns have 3 different forms. Let's go through each of them. And so for the first one is mine. In French, we have 4 different forms just to say mine. And what are they? As you can see from the table, le mien, la mienne, les miens, les miennes. The second French possessive pronoun is yours in English, but in French, as I said earlier, we have 4 different forms. And they are le tien, la tienne, les tiens, les tiennes. And the third one are his or hers, and they are le sien, la sienne, les siens, les siennes. And the fourth one is ours in English, but in French we have le nôtre, la nôtre, les nôtres, and les nôtres. The fifth one is yours in the plural form, and they are le vôtre, la vôtre, les vôtres, and les vôtres. And the final one, le leur, la leur, les leurs, and les leurs. There you have it, the 21 French possessive pronouns. All right, so like I said earlier, we're going to take a look at each of them, okay? I'm going to go through mine, yours, his, hers, ours. I'm going to give you a sample sentence using each of them so that you can have a better understanding of when to use each one. Please remember what I said earlier. If you would like to improve your knowledge on the French possessive adjectives, please click the link above to make sure that you watch that to get a better understanding of when to use the French possessive pronouns so you're not making a mistake by using my instead of mine or by using mine instead of my. The first one is si ton stylo ne marche pas, tu peux prendre le mien. And for the feminine version, I could say cette voiture est la mienne. And for the plural version, I could say tes parents habitent en Angleterre, les miens habitent en France. Do you understand the different contexts in which I use the masculine, the feminine, and the plural? If yes, perfect. Let's take a look at the second French possessive pronoun. Okay, let's take a look at the masculine version first and the sample sentence. So like I said earlier, it is what? Le tien. Le tien. J'aime mon ordinateur, mais je préfère le tien. And for the feminine version, Il veut exactement la même montre que la tienne. And the third one, ses réponses étaient meilleures que les tiennes. And the third one, the masculine version is what? Le sien. Let's take a look at the sample sentence. Tony essaye toujours de comprendre le sien. Let's take a look at the feminine version. Elle n'a pas pris ta banane, elle a la sienne. For the plural version, j'aime mes sports préférés et il a les siens. Are you enjoying the lesson so far? If yes, please do not forget to give it a like, share with anyone else who would like to understand the French possessive pronouns better, and most definitely subscribe for more lessons like this. Let's take a look at the fourth French possessive pronoun. The fourth one in the masculine version, le neutre. Le neutre. Votre appartement est plus grand que le neutre. Or the feminine version, I could say, votre maison est plus grande que la nôtre. Do you see the difference in the words? Let's take a look at the plural version. Aimeriez-vous acheter vos propres fruits ou aimeriez-vous manger les nôtres? Now, let's take a look at the fifth French possessive pronoun. Now, as we said earlier, what is the masculine singular version? Correct. Le vôtre. Le vôtre. And now a sample sentence. Mon appartement est plus petit que le vôtre. Or the feminine version, I could say, ma maison est plus petite que la vôtre. And for the plural version, I could say, j'ai mes convictions et vous avez toutes les vôtres. Now, the fifth French possessive pronoun, what's the masculine version? Le leur. Le leur. And sample sentence could be, ce livre est le leur. Ce livre est le leur. And for the feminine version, we already know it's la leur. Ce n'est pas notre voiture, c'est la leur. Les élèves ont brûlé leur manuel. So, there we have it, all the French possessive pronouns. Now, I also know that some of my students have asked me, okay, so Sumo, when do I use c'est in this context? Like, how can I use c'est if I want to say it is mine? Do I necessarily always have to use il ou elle? But no, you can definitely use c'est to talk about a certain object that belongs to you. Let me show you a few examples just to help you better understand French possessive pronouns. So, for instance, you can also say c'est ma voiture, but instead of saying that, you would then say c'est la mienne, okay? C'est la mienne, which just means it's my car, it's mine. So instead of always saying it's my car, it's my book, it's my bottle, it's my eraser, you would just say it is mine. Another example, c'est ton chien, c'est le tien. Do you see that? So instead of also saying it's your dog, you can just say it's yours. Okay, so you understand that you can definitely use c'est. Another thing I want you to remember about possessive pronouns is they're also used for making comparisons. For example, mon père est plus âgé que le tien. Or another one, ma voiture est plus grande que la tienne. So do you see that it's making comparisons by basically just saying my car is bigger than yours, okay? My father is older than yours. And finally, I know that le sien and la sienne can cause a bit of confusion, but you just have to know in which context you're using them. So let me give you two samples just so you can better understand when to use le sien or la sienne. I can say, j'aime cette chaise, mais je préfère la sienne, which just means I like this chair, but I prefer his. But this also just means I prefer hers, but just knows that because la sienne has to always correlate with la chaise. So it can literally be I prefer hers or I prefer his. But like I said, it has to be in the context. You have to understand the context in which you're using this particular French possessive pronoun. Let me show you one extra sample so you can better understand. J'aime mon chien, mais je préfère le sien, which is just I love my dog, but I prefer his. It could also be I love my dog, but I prefer hers. And this is just because le sien must agree with the gender of the object, which is le chien, and le chien is what? It's masculine. So like I've been saying, it must always agree with the gender of the noun possessed and not that of the possessor. And lastly, before we start the quiz, just one more exception, just so that you better understand this topic. A and de contract when using French possessive pronouns. As always, I'm going to show you sample sentence. So I can say, tu penses à ton examen et je pense au mien, which is you're thinking about your exam and I'm thinking about mine. So you see, I didn't say le in front of it. It was automatically contracted. Tu as besoin de ta voiture et j'ai besoin de la mienne. So you see that it has contracted to de la mienne. I can't just say j'ai besoin la mienne. I would have to say j'ai besoin de la mienne. So there you have it. I hope you found this lesson extremely interesting and informative. Let's get started with the quiz. Now, For the quiz, I'm going to ask you a question and you're going to pick the correct option from the options given. Please, in the comment section below, tell me how many you get. If you get all, if you get some, or if you get none at all. Number 1, I like your painting. Mine is not as beautiful. Which is the correct option? Is it A or B? J'aime ton tableau. Le mien n'est pas aussi beau. Number 2, c'est ton casque? Non, c'est le nôtre. Which is the correct option? Is it A or B? Correct, it is A. Is this your pair of headphones? No, it is ours. Number 3, elle ne veut pas de ce stylo. Elle a déjà trouvé le sien. Which is the correct option? Is it A or B? Perfect, it is A. She does not need this pen. She has already found hers. Now, number 4, I found a new table. I no longer need yours. What is the correct option? Is it A or B? Correct, it is A. J'ai trouvé une nouvelle table et je n'ai plus besoin de la vôtre. And the final one, number 5, we need a wardrobe. We would like to buy theirs. Which is the correct option? Is it A or B? Correct, it is B. Nous avons besoin d'une à moi. Nous aimerions acheter la leur. So there you have it. How many did you get? Do not forget to tell me in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching today's lesson. I hope you learned a whole lot about the French possessive pronouns. And like I said earlier, if you would like to improve your French by better understanding the French possessive adjectives, please click the link below in the description box or click the next lesson to watch more on French possessive adjectives. If you enjoyed today's video, please do not forget to like it, share with anyone else who would like to learn more about the French possessive pronouns, and most definitely subscribe. Until I see you in the next lesson, bonne journée!